everyone. Welcome to this new edition of the India InsurTech Podcast. Today, we have with us Mayank, who's the co founder and CEO of Zopper. Hey, Mayank, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Prashant. Glad to be here.
Perfect. So, let's start to get to know you a little bit and also get to know Zopper a bit more as well.
Sure, Prashant. Thanks for doing this. These podcasts are very interesting. I've seen quite a bit of them, and you are surely doing it the right way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Zopper is a B2B infra provider in the insurtech industry. We do what fintechs do for the banking services industry. We connect insurers with the distribution partners by providing them end-to-end layer of infra that they need to distribute their insurance products. So we start by understanding what is the right product which should be plugged into a distribution channel. Then we do the technology integrations between the insurance company and the distribution channels. Then we drive the adoption of usage of technology because it's important that once technology is integrated, it is also used by the stakeholders. And finally, we take care of the customer handling, which means taking care of claims, endorsement, and the post-sales journey. So that is what we do. Mainly, we work with banks, we work with travel aggregators, we work with retail chains, NBFCs, microfinance companies. So any large company that has a captive audience and who wants to offer insurance to their captive audience, they become our natural customers to whom we provide all this insurtech infrastructure.
Understood. Okay. And a follow-up to this question, do you also engage beyond just the integration? Do you also support with anything else? Or you just want to get the relationship on board, provide the integrations, provide the product, and then you step out of it? Or is it even beyond this as well?
Yeah, so it's actually much beyond the integrations. Integrations is only one part of our everything that you require pre-integration, post-integration, we take care of that. If a bank or if a travel portal or if a retail chain or an NBFC or a fintech, they are thinking about which kind of insurance product they should offer to their customers. They will need some advice, guidance, understanding of what is the insurance ecosystem, who are the insurers providing what kind of products, and Zopper offers that advice to them. We work with our distribution partners to figure out which is the right insurance and product combination which suits their requirements the best. So that happens before we actually start the tech integrations. Once the distribution partner is able to understand that, yes, this is the right insurer plus product combination for me, then we start doing the tech integrations. There we provide our APIs, which are already available in most of the cases, because if there is a product which we have already done integration for, then it becomes off the shelf and the time to market for a distribution partner can be very fast. So we embed the APIs into the distribution channel or the distribution infra of the partner. For example, if it is a lending company, we will integrate the APIs with the loan origination system. If it is a bank, then we integrate our APIs with the core banking system. If it is an e-commerce company or a travel portal, then we integrate our APIs into the checkout flow for the customer. So that's the second step. And as I mentioned, once we do the tech integration, it is very important that people who are actually selling the products to the customers, they understand how to use the insurance flow or the insurtech flow on their systems. And therefore, we do a lot of training to enable the sellers or the agents who are interacting with the customers to understand how to offer the product, how to use the software. So that is the post-integration effort that we do. And finally, we also handle the customer journey, which includes claim management, endorsement, and any other queries that customers may have. And it is due to this entire end-to-end stack that we offer, which is much beyond only technology, that we've been able to achieve the kind of market space that we have.
Okay. Yeah, that does give a lot of clarity about what you do. But I want to move now on a more macro level and understand your take on it, which is say IRD is removing a lot of these barriers and insurtech seem to have a much more larger opportunity to partner on these highly scalable delivery systems and methodologies. And with the objective, obviously, of delivering the goal of insurance for all, which is IRDA's vision really. I want to understand how is Zopper supporting the regulator and helping in sort of achieving this goal and delivering the outcome?
Sure. First of all, let me say that our regulator is very progressive. And of late, in the last few years, we have seen a host of initiatives taken by the regulator
Yeah.
to make the insurance sector grow by leaps and bounds. I think the impact of many of those initiatives is yet to be seen, but I think there is a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and positive hope in the minds of every insurance ecosystem player that with the current regulatory landscape, we will have a very bright future with very expedited growth. Now, one of the key initiatives that you mentioned the regulator is taking is towards providing insurance for all by 2047. And if you go by the current insurance penetration of our country, we are at a very low number, which is around 4% if you club together general and life. And there's a very large room for growth because we have to reach a level of, let's say, 7 to 8% penetration. Now, for that, one of the initiatives which regulator is taking is to penetrate the access of insurance in rural areas
Yeah.
because those are the areas where insurance has not unfortunately reached yet in its full glory. And those are also the areas where insurance can actually benefit the most to the customers because the financial losses which people in rural areas incur, they can actually derail their livelihood. And therefore, IRDA has come up with Bima Trinity, which has three components: Bima Sugam, Bima Vahak, and Bima Vistar. Bima Vahak and Vistar are specifically for the rural areas, for the Gram Panchayats, whereas Bima Sugam will be a marketplace which could be accessed by anybody across the country. So these are the initiatives being taken by the regulator. We are playing a small part by building technology for Bima Vahak and Bima Vistar, and we take pride in being identified by the industry to build that platform. But I personally feel that this is a very novel initiative, and once it is implemented and scaled, it will actually help the industry in expediting the penetration of insurance in our country.
Very interesting. All right. So, Mayank, which are the other two platforms you're working on with IRDA? Can you repeat that once?
Yeah. So we are working on the Bima Vahak and Bima Vistar platforms. We are trying to build that middleware, which the insurers will be using to offer the Bima Vistar product via the Bima Vahak platform to the rural areas in the country.
That's super. That's fabulous. I'm expecting that this will be very high impact and great contribution for the goal as well. So congratulations. I think that's great news. As a follow-up to this question, you're building out this platform and you're supporting IRDA with building out this. With India, having such a large usage of mobile and devices, especially in rural areas, which hopefully should accelerate the insurance penetration. Now, what I'd like to understand from you is that how do you think this is really going to impact in tier three with these initiatives that you guys are taking?
Sure. No, very interesting. I think mobile phones are the gateway to the world for all of us who use mobile phones, and more so for people who have been untouched by insurance access so far. See, there are variety of things that have happened in India, especially on the digital and inclusivity front. The entire jam trinity, Dhan Aadhaar and usage of mobile, that has led to the access problem being solved. And if we just use and if we build on that infrastructure and provide insurance access to people in rural areas, it can actually do wonders to them because people in rural areas, primarily their source of income comes from agriculture. And if there is a bad season, bad weather, be it excessive rains or drought, their livelihood for that year goes for a spin.
Hmm.
So things like parametric insurance can be very easily rolled out using mobile phones because the access to parametric insurance a person can have by using a simple purchase process on the mobile phone. And depending on the weather conditions, a parametric insurance can be created whose benefit can be rolled out to directly to the bank account of the policy holders using their DBT or Aadhaar linked bank accounts. So mobile phones can actually become the infrastructure or become the pathway through which insurance can be made accessible to the beneficiaries in rural areas.
Got it. Okay. Now, so what's interesting is that you're doing this with IRDA. But I'd like to know from Zopper's side, you appear to be a full-fledged embedded insurtech startup. And with all of these recent moves by IRDA, what are your plans as a company to penetrate in the tier three markets? And I'd also like to know which product lines do you think and price points? I want to know about these two things. Product lines, so plans, product lines, and price points.
Sure. So, no, these are exciting times because everybody is opening up towards using technology and embracing embedded insurance or insurtech APIs to enable distribution. Your question was on product plans and pricing. Most recently, we did one big partnership with Paytm where we were offering insurance plans for as low as 9 rupees. And that was one of the, I would say, lowest priced insurances we have ever offered. And the offtake of that plan was high because we sold insurance plans in very high numbers, going beyond a lakh plans per month. So that was a very big success. And that gave us the confidence that if you are able to create a sachet sized product which can address the need of a particular set of customers, then it is not about demand because there is always a lot of demand in the Indian context. It's about creating the right supply of the product at the right price point.
Yeah.
So continuing on that learning, coming to product, I think things like parametric insurance, which I already mentioned, and also products like vector-borne diseases, airborne diseases, because they also take a toll on the health of people. We never think about the domino effect of somebody getting ill. Most of the people who are daily wage earners or who earn their livelihood based on the daily work that they do, imagine that if they are not able to go to work for 2, 3, or 4 days, their entire livelihood goes for a toss.
Yeah.
So it is not just the health care expenses that they have to take care of. They also have to take care of their livelihood expenses. And therefore, Hospicash would be another product which can be beneficial for people who are at bottom of the pyramid because Hospicash gives you a daily cash allowance in case of hospitalization, which can compensate fully or partially towards the loss of livelihood that you have because of not being able to do your daily wages or your daily duties for which you earn. It is as relevant for urban population as for rural population because if you think of the gig economy, where people earn per ride or per order or per delivery, even for them, a few days of absence from work can lead to a livelihood challenge. And therefore, products like Hospicash can be very relevant for more financial inclusion or insurance inclusion. And price point, I think I covered that these products are single digit rupees or double digit rupees. And therefore, the friction or the barrier towards entry is extremely low. And these are offered in a context through a trusted app which the customer is already using. So that trust is also taken care of. It is not a new ecosystem or a new environment in which they are making the purchase. They're making a purchase through an app through which they have already been interacting. It could be a payments app, it could be a ride app, it could be a bank app. So those are the mediums through which these kind of products can be
Yeah.
rolled out.
Okay. All right. And to my last question, I'd like to know where does Zopper stand today, and what do you want to achieve at Zopper over the next couple of years?
See, where we stand today, I think all the roads look very shining and bright to me. I will repeat that the insurance penetration today is around 4% or slightly shy of that. What I see as an opportunity is to play a role in increasing that penetration from 4% to 8%. And I personally feel that distribution will play a key role in scaling that insurance penetration percentage. And therefore, Zopper is focused on enabling distribution channels for insurers and for distributors and building technology which enables distribution and makes it more effective.
Got it. Perfect. I think this was really good, Mayank. I think you have a good vision for penetration across India. Really need it. And from IIA, we wish you all the best, and we are cheering for Zopper to do great things for the country and for yourself as well.
Thank you very much, Prashant. Keep up the great work that IA is doing, and best wishes from my side too.
Thanks.